here we are, down on the old girl again today. So we've got a couple of jobs we're going to do. First one is wiring up this water pump. Now I've had a look into it, and I was up till 3 o'clock this morning reading, and it turns out that I don't want to connect it to my alternator because that'd be a bad thing to do because there's a charge coming from the battery. So it needs to be on a switch. So I've been out to the chandlery, we've bought some switches. What else did we get, Vic? Switches, got some new diesel, and the connectors for the VHF radio as well. So there's the three things we're going to do today. We're going to do the VHF radio, we're going to install the electric water pump, and then we're going to, hopefully get her running, test this water pump's okay, and if she's okay, give her an hour to run. If she's happy with that, then we'll go for a little jolly down the bay by the end of the day, I think. What do you reckon?
Yeah.
Plan of action?
Yes.
Okay. Right, so this is our electric pump. This is what we're going to use to cool the engine. So the water is going to come into the pump in one way, placed under pressure, and then pumped back out the other side, and that will hopefully then force its way down into the cooling chamber, to the heat transfer, which will then pump the water out the back of the boat. So one thing that I found out that I need to be careful of is that with the electric pump, if I wire that directly up to the battery, that is going to constantly run. Right, and the problem with that is once I've turned the engine off, because the exhaust gases go out of the same exhaust as the wastewater from the cooling system. You with me? Don't look confused, because I'm trying to explain it for the layman here. And I'm about as confused as anyone as well. Right? So what we got to do, because what will happen is that if we don't do that, what will happen is there'll be a build-up of water then in the exhaust elbow, which then could flood back into the engine and cause damage to the engine. So we don't want to do that. So what we're going to do with this bad boy is we're going to attach it to a switch, so that once I've started the engine and the engine's running, I can then flick a switch and the water pump will start pumping to cool the engine. And then when I'm ready to turn the engine off, then I'll just stop the pump and then I'll turn the engine off, and that'll just push out any remaining water in the exhaust pipe there. So that was just something that I found out at 3 o'clock this morning when I was sat there reading, and it's like, okay, that I never even considered that before. But yeah, so because you've got your water and your exhaust gases all coming out of the one tube out the exhaust port, if you don't clear that tube basically and you have like a water pump running, that's going to just constantly keep filling up, and because the exhaust gases to pump it out, it actually floods back into the engine and causes damage to the engine, and we don't want that. Right, so we've got switches. So we've got a little switch here. Now, I'm no electrician, but I am good with electrics. So what we're going to do is we're going to hook this switch up, and I'm just going to sit her for now until I've done some remodification here, because we're going to do some modifications here, bring all this forward, make this a lot nicer than it is at the moment. It's just been bodged. Somebody just chucked it in and bodged it. But for now, the little switch is going to sit in there. I'm not going to even fasten it in. I'm just going to pop it in there for the time being and run it just to see how she's going. And then at some point then we'll board it out properly on the inside there and create the whole new instrument area there, so I can then cover it up then with a little hatch as well. Yeah, so that's the plan. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to see, what are we going to see? We're going to see how to work this switch, to wire the switch. It's got 4 pins on it, so I'm assuming, right, you're going to have the black running from the battery directly to the pump. The red voltage line is going to come into the switch on one side, come out the switch on the other, so that when I flick the switch, it creates a contact and the volts go straight through directly to the battery. Not to the battery, to the pump. What do you reckon? I can always ground it out as well if I need to, just to be on the safe side.
Yeah, it's probably wise, just in case.
It might be a good thing to do, just ground it out, because I'm going to be in there anyway, so I might as well ground it while I'm at it at the same time.
Yes.
And then yeah, that should be Robert's your father's brother. Bob's your uncle. Right, okay. You like that one, did you? So what I want to do really is test the pump first to see if it's going to run. But this one's got 2 wires. It's got 2 lives, because one of them is for the actual pressure container for pressurising the water, and the other is just for pumping. So if I just quickly try and splice them together. He says why he's using this, I've got no idea, when he bought a fucking tool to do it. But where did I put the tool? That's the question. A wire tool. Aha! Fucking even better idea. That's it, girl, work with me, work with me. So we can test the battery, we don't need to wire that straight up, we can test it on that. Where's my wire stripper? And do you a peanut butter sandwich? What did I buy there? No idea what that is. Oh, it's got a fucking switch knob. Bought it for something. What did I buy that for? It's a connector for something. Hey ho. No idea. It's not what I'm looking for. Sidetrack there. There it is, I see it. Just click it. Shark.
Where?
Shark charger. Oh dear. You wanted a tape measure to do the interior?
Yes.
I can't even stand up, mate. Didn't I come in here with a smoke?
You did.
Where have I put that? Seriously, I did, didn't I?
You did.
Where did I put it?
Try again.
It's almost an all. I could paddle out of here in that state of it now. Yeah, what was I doing? Oh yeah, wire stripper.
Wire strippers, love.
Wire strippers, I want my those thingsy ringsies. And I had somewhere wet wipes. Need them later. Building site in here. split pins for the tiller. Need to do that. Well, they're not split pins, they're something or other pins. Got it out now. The sooner we get this engine fixed and get the steps in, the better. I've yet to find my sea legs or my boat legs. I'm yet to be able to get in the fucking thing without falling over. Okay, what we're doing, we're going to test the switch first. We're going to wire the switch up first so I know that it's going to work that way. Before I connect it to the pump. So, battery compartment. The ladies and gentlemen will have a quick look into the battery compartment. As you can see here, this is all completely collapsed. It was absolutely rotten when I got it. So I will build this into a nice little battery bank again. But I wanted it bigger anyway, so I would have knocked it out. Because I want it bigger anyway, because I want to be able to put 2 batteries in, so I'll have one for just the engine and one for the leisure. And then, solar controller there says what we are pumping. Says it's charging and the system is at 12.9 volts. So we'll see what it fucking says when I try and start the engine, because it lied last time, didn't it? Do you remember?
It did.
We're not going to be running over here. Eyes left. We're not going to be... Sorry, do you want me to... Oh, for you, darling. There we go. So... I thought I was getting a professional director, like cameraman. No, okay. Right, so we're here, you've got a control panel. So this is our start engine here. We're going to put this switch inside there. A little recess there, but I'm going to redo all that anyway. So it's going to have a new control panel in there and get rid of that bit. But for the time being, seeing as we're going to do that, there's no point securing this in. So what I'm going to do as a temporary measure is we're going to put it over here. Vicky had the brilliant idea of why don't you have it closer to your battery. It's like, me being a bloke, I've got to do it fucking backwards and do it all over the place. So yeah, so we've decided now, it's a team effort, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah. It's a team effort. Decided now I'm going to put the switch in there just so it's easy just to reach. So when I'm sitting there at the back, or anyone's sitting at the back, and they want to start the engine here on the right hand side, and then just flip the cover up there and just hit the switch. And then that'll do us for now. But it means a lot less pissing about running the wire through the boat, which is, yeah, thank you, darling, for that wonderful advice. So if it wasn't for you, I'd be fucking still sat here for another hour going, how am I going to do this then? Drilling holes everywhere. Okay, so pump. I need to run the wires then from the pump back through to the battery compartment. I might have done that fucking ass about face as well. To me, is it pushing them through the risk? Oh, I don't know. No, that might be too bad. That won't be too bad. Thank you. Like a glove.
Hello.
Like a glove. That'll do the job. What's going to come in that way, come out that way. So which one do I want the elbow on? Because that's quite short, that pipe there. Can I pull it a bit? Is there a bit of give on it? Ah! That was sharp, whatever that was. Oh, that fits perfect, babe. I can't believe that. Oh, it's nice, just nice. It's not too tight. If it's a bit tight anyway, it's just a case of I'll avoid it.
Baby. Stop.
What happened to the old days like Vaseline?
Oh my God.
KY jelly. Why is it fucking spit now? Cheap, I suppose, isn't it?
Pure filth.
It was only because one of my anonymous mates was sharing it, and I was like, what the fuck's going on? Because I'm more interested in other things like the planet and the world falling to pieces, you know, obviously. And I was like, what's all this about this fucking hot turd business? And then I watched the video, I was like, oh my God. And then when I looked into it a bit more, it turned out that the girl was actually, her dad was like a pastor of a church. And it's like, oh my God, can you imagine the shame she's brought on that family? Religious family. Oh. And she's going, oh yeah, the best way to get over a man is get underneath another or something like that as well. Oh yeah, okay, yeah. I get that.
You know what the hot topic was that weekend at
Yeah.
church?
Yeah, can you imagine sitting around the Sunday dinner table with that one? So, what did you do this week, darling? With that up there. Living the dream, babe. Okay, so maybe because it's the tide, it's a high tide. Maybe because it's a high tide, it won't go under. Oh, well, at least the mast didn't fall down, no?
No.
Well, I was looking at it, I was thinking, that looks a bit fucking odd. This next one, won't it?
This one, yeah.
Can't fucking see me. It must be the tide then, because how are these fuckers all getting even out? I too like to live dangerously. What a day! Right, okay, so update. If you hear any giggling in the background, it's probably just Vicky, don't worry about it. So we decided we were going to fit the water pump to a switch. And I had the bright idea of having it all connected up to the power supply so I could test the switch at the pump and move the wires around rather than have to keep turning everything off and disconnecting everything. So I thought I'd cut a corner. Well, that backfired. So the wire got that hot that it burst into flames. I ended up with hot plastic and hot rubber burning all over the boat, all over me, all over my legs, all over my feet, my wrists, my arms. So yeah, so that was like number one, wasn't it?
Yes.
So I got covered in hot burning rubber. I managed to get the shit out of the overboard and get it out of the way so we didn't have a fire or anything like that. But we were that testicle away from a big bonfire in the boat, right? Next. We got the water pump working. So that was really good because the water pump started working and it was pumping water out the back and it was doing what it should do. It didn't at first because there was a seacock that hadn't been opened. So John must have closed this seacock. Right? Why are you laughing? Were you laughing? There's a seacock. God, grow up.
Too much sun.
Too much sun, yeah. Too much seeing cock. Right, so I opened the seacock. The water started coming in to the reservoir for the raw seawater, and that was all good. So it came trickling in. And then I put the top back on it and created a seal, and then next thing we know, the whole chamber filled up with water, didn't it? It did exactly what it was meant to be doing,
yeah.
Cooling the engine, doing it sweet. So that was good. So we were happy about that.
Mm-hmm.
So I said, oh, let's go for a fucking ride in the boat then. Let's test drive her up and down the river. Let's not kick it. I haven't got to the best bit yet. So we're like, let's just do it. Let's go for a ride down the river. So off we trundle. I managed to get her untied and started her up, no problem, and we sailed off, didn't we? We were just having a nice cruise down the river with the engine running.
Yeah, lovely.
It was nice, wasn't it?
Mm.
And then we came to that bridge, didn't we?
What bridge, babe?
Ponty, what was it called again? He said? I can't remember. It's Ponty something bridge. That was like Cardiff Marina. And yeah, I didn't know that it's like one of those bridges that rises. So I'm following the boat in front of me, and he's gone flying through there, and I'm just cruising along nice and slowly, and then it's like, oh shit, we ain't gonna get under it. Bong! We ran into the bridge. Oh dear! Dented all my furling Genoa. Oh, so I've got to sort that out now. Not at the moment, but yeah, that's another sort of issue to sort out. So damage that. We can't put the Genoa sail up now. But managed to, keep afloat and whatnot, and she took the hit really, really well. I mean, we were going quite slow anyway, because I wasn't pushing her. We were going quite slow anyway. We were kind of more like bounced off it, didn't we, than we actually went through it. But it did put a nice little dent in my furling Genoa, so yeah, I'm gonna have to sort that out. We went back to the berth, sailed right back onto the berth again. And then the guys from Cardiff Marina come round. It's like, oh, at least the bridge is all right. Or something like that, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It was like that. I was. Oh. If I wasn't in such a good mood, I think I'd have kicked him into the water. Yeah. And he stood there going, oh, that's not good. Never. Anyway. So the plan is this, right? I'm not going to worry about the Genoa. I'm not going to sort that out until she gets over to Somerset. So that's the job. We're going to get her to Somerset now. So the jobs that we didn't get to do today were the VHF radio. So that was a new one that probably I haven't mentioned yet, have I? Maybe I might have done it in previous episodes, talking about we need to get the radio sorted. So yeah, I got the parts to fit the radio today to connect the radio up basically. went out and brought brand new ones, and then we were going for a bit of a lie down in the cool, weren't we, inside?
Yeah.
And I managed to sit on it, so I found the bit that was that we thought was lost. Just turned up. Thank you, April. I think it fell out the roof and landed on me. So yeah, we got a brand new one. So I put the brand new one on there. At least then I know it's not corroded and it's going to be fit for purpose and it's going to last a long time. So the connector's there. So I just need to wire the aerial up to the VHF. I've already had the radio working, so I know the radio works, but I didn't get a signal from it because the mast wasn't up. So now the mast's up, I just need to connect the two wires where it comes into the top of the deck and then connects up through the bottom of the deck and then goes off to that. So that's the next job, is the VHF radio. Now I will do at some point, get a handheld VHF radio just for ease, because it might be a bit easier than that. Imagine, right, trying to sail that boat, right, and then having to go back into the cockpit, walk all the way along to get the VHF radio to ask them to raise the bridge, and you got like 5 seconds to do it.
Dong.
Dong. Exactly. So yeah, we bounced off that, didn't we? It was quite amusing. At least we can laugh about it, and it was funny.